The Wouxun UV9D KG-UV9D Mate, M-A-T-E. Not really sure what that stands for, but we're going to take, this is a fancy box for an Wouxun radio. We're going to open this up, take a look at it, and put it on the power meter because it's rated to do 10 watts. Dual band, 10 watts from Wouxun. Check it out today.
Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the channel today. My name's Jason. I'm KC5HWB. On this video series, we do reviews, news, and how-tos of many things that are new in amateur radio. So if that's something that should interest you today, tomorrow, the next day, maybe 6 months from now, consider subscribing below, smashing the like button for me. It does help with the YouTube algorithm and wherever else you might be watching from. So today we're going to go ahead and open this new radio courtesy of RNL Electronics. Courtesy of RNL Electronics. Sometimes people ask me how I get stuff for review. Generally speaking, since the show's gotten bigger, I've been able to get more equipment either lent to me or donated to me. Lots of the times that donated equipment will go to another to a subscriber. I'll do giveaways. So a lot of equipment that gets reviewed on this channel is purchased by me. A lot of it is donated. Some of it is lent to me, and then I have to send it back. So it just depends on what it is. But this one was donated by RNL. I asked him if he could send me one of these, and he said, sure. He goes, let me get you a price on it. And then he came back like the next day, and he's like, you know what? I'm just going to send it to you. Okay. I offered to pay him for it. But it's all good. So we're going to take a look at this and see what it looks like. Right here in the box. Move that out of the way. Move this here. Okay. So this is definitely a more fancy box than I've seen any other Wouxun radios come in. Here's the label right there. Frequency is 144 to 148, 420 to 450. There's your FCC and CE numbers there on the box. Made in China, of course. Two-way radio. If I can get this thing to come open. There we go. Oh, it fell out. Fell out because I was messing with it. Okay. Really nice, sturdy box here. That's kind of cool. Different than the standard white boxes that all these other radios come in. Okay, let's set that there for the moment. There's a nice manual. 7-band, twin-band transmit, 7-band receive. Cool. Okay. I might read what those parameters are here in just a second. So the battery is 3,200 milliamp hours. Definitely a unique shape to it, so that's good. Okay, so here's one thing I'm not going to like. I can tell you right now. This is the belt clip's going to attach to the battery. I don't like it when they do that because, as I've said in multiple videos before, if you get dual batteries or you get multiple batteries for a radio, then you have to get multiple belt clips if the belt clip attaches to the battery. If the belt clip would attach to the back of the radio itself, then you wouldn't have to worry about that. Oh, no. Okay, now this is fun. There's some screws for that. These straps are also kind of stupid, but whatever. Some people use the strap. That's okay. I don't care for the straps myself. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Put this over here. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, look at this. I was about to remark how it was just a regular old Wouxun Wouxun charger, which is what it is here. This I hadn't seen before. This sucker comes with a standard USB-A connector. This goes into the back of the charger. That goes into USB. That is cool. That means you can charge this thing basically from anywhere, from a computer, from a tablet, from your car. A lot of cars have USB connectors in them now. I put some in my truck. They didn't come with it, but they have them now. Very cool stuff. Okay. That is good to know. All right, let's put this together. Oh, it comes with... Okay, here's a standard. So you can do the standard wall charger also. I didn't open that bag. Okay. So it comes with both. 2 different ways to charge it. Mobile charging, perhaps. Heck, a lot of wall outlets now have a USB charger on them. And regular standard wall outlet. So good. Okay, we'll put that to the side. This antenna here. That I'll have to get later. Nope. There we go. It's got a funky curve to it right here. It's kind of grab it there. A little bit tight on there. But I mean, it's brand new. So once you get it a little bit used a little bit, it'll loosen up, I imagine. You want it to be tight. You don't want your battery to be loose on the back of the radio. There we go. Okay. We'll put that belt clip on later. It's a neat looking radio. I will tell you that. I do like the orange color. I like the big screen. I'm going to take this plastic off the screen here. Frequency mode. I've always liked this line of Wouxun radios. The UV8X and the UV9X radios are solid feeling. Has a really good feel to it. Good, nice and sturdy. It doesn't feel flimsy like a Bofang might. Okay, zoom in a little bit here. There we go. Now, I do want to read real quick and see what it says. 7-band receive. What bands are we receiving here? UV9. Let me move that over right there. UV9 Delta Echo, UV9 Delta Plus, UV9 Kilo, UV9 Papa, UV9 Hotel, UV9 Tango, and UV9 Delta Mate. Now, sometimes I get questions that be like, what's the difference between this one and this one? You know, quite frankly, I don't really know. I don't know what the difference is. Some of these are regional. In other words, some of them are sold in the UK, and one model sold in the UK, while the other model sold in the USA or maybe North America. I don't know. But I've had enough people ask that question. I'm going to go look it up. and I'm going to get some official information on that so I can tell what the difference is between the Delta, the Delta Plus, the Kilo, the Papa, the Hotel, and the Tango. The UV9 Kilo I've done a review on. The UV9 Tango, I don't think I've reviewed that one, but I've read about it. The Papa and the Hotel, I'm not even sure. I'm not sure what those are. So we'll try to get some information on that for a future video. So let's go back over here, and we're just going to... This manual might contain something about the receive bands, but I'm just gonna look at the screen of the radio. We're gonna go from there. Okay, so the screen. Okay, now if I want to do it this way, let's set it up like that because it's easier to see the screen while it's pointed at the camera with the camera angle. Okay, so we've got 2 meters on the top and 440 on the bottom. Band, this is a band button right here. That like there, okay, that's fine. Long press doesn't do anything. TDR. So what TDR does is it makes it single band. So you can go to the bottom band and it says UV9D mate at the top. So it basically turns it into a monoband radio in case you're just listening to one frequency and you don't want interference from the other one. You can turn that off. You can do the same thing on the top band. Long pressing this changes it from VFO mode to channel mode for whichever one is currently selected. So this is your selection right here. Now it's selected. We can go to channel mode. So you can have frequency mode on one band and channel mode on the other band. They're independent of one another. That's good information there. So, menu, function select. Looks like there's 61 menus in here. That's what this is right here. The 61. Wide, narrow, transmit power, offset, Vox, squelch, Roger beep, because no radio is complete without a Roger beep. Beep. Turn that off. Woo! That's much better. Menu Lance. Oh, language. Okay, we got it. LANGE. I thought that was a C. Okay, BCL. So receive CTCSS tone, transmit CTCSS, receive digital, transmit digital. This is your standard ring. Okay. offset, channel name, memory channel, delete, priority channel, priority scan. So you got standard menus. There's quite a few menus in here. You know, a lot of these radios only have 30 or maybe 40 menus. Okay. 61 reset is a factory reset, so that's all the menus there. I don't want to go through all those right now. All right, so RPT button doesn't seem to do anything.
Channel mode. Frequency.
There we go. Okay. Changes that.
Channel mode. Channel mode.
Okay, so here's something interesting.
Channel mode.
So it goes to channel mode.
Frequency.
Okay, so there's basically 4 modes. This is significant to other O-Chain radios. You've got frequency mode, which is your VFO. Channel mode, which shows you channel 002. This is the channel number. Channel mode, which shows you the frequency of the channel. And then this one probably right here is where you can enter a name, which you can do that in programming. It's not done by default, but you can enter a name right here so that you can basically display every channel in 4 ways. You can display VFO or every channel in 3 ways. You can display VFO, display the channel name, channel frequency, and channel number, depending on however you want to do it. So that's totally up to you. Okay, so here's the side. We've got, that's, of course, your PTT right there. This top button. Oh, that's, oh, okay. So the top button is a second PTT button. So it transmits. So since the bottom band is selected, the main PTT operates that one. Okay, KC5HWB test. The top button will operate the non-selected band, just like that. So if we change bands, nope. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. If we change bands and I hit the PTT, it's going to key up the selected band. And this button keys up the non-selected band, KC5HWB test. Okay, so these are programmable buttons down here. Generally, this top, the button directly beneath the PTT turns on the FM receiver. And the button below that turns off the squelch. So you can turn it into like a monitor mode with the squelch. You can probably program with as many menus as there are in those. You can probably program both of those to do something else if you want to. Here is the standard 2-prong, what used to be called Kenwood is now more like a Chinese connector. This little flap right here does act like it kind of presses down over it to make it a little bit weatherproof, perhaps rain resistant. I wouldn't call it waterproof. I wouldn't submerge the radio. But cool thing about O-Chain radios is they have a volume knob here and they have a channel selector knob here. Okay, so I just went ahead and looked it up because I couldn't really find it in the manual, so I just Googled it. It's the best way to find anything these days, just Google it. So the current frequency options for this radio is it'll of course transmit 2 meters and 440. It'll receive FM radio 76 to 108 megahertz. It will receive aircraft band 108 to 136 megahertz. That's probably the one where you can change it to AM in that AM-SW menu. So it'll also receive extended range on VHF 136 to 180. It'll receive 230 to 250. 230 to 250 is basically worthless in the USA. There's some commercial stuff that... There's some commercial companies that own those frequencies. I've never heard anyone on them. Maybe there's some stuff on them. I don't know. But it doesn't cover... But regardless of that, it doesn't cover the 220 amateur band. A lot of these Chinese... They'll call it a tri-band radio, and if you look at the 220, it'll transmit from 230 to 250 or 230 to 260. That's worthless, because if it doesn't go from 222 to 225, which is the amateur band in the USA, it's not really a tri-band radio, at least not for the USA. So this one just receives from 230 to 250. It's not advertised as tri-band, but I've seen other Chinese radios advertise tri-band, and then the 220 range is the wrong range. It doesn't go down low enough to the 222 megahertz band to be an actual tri-band and useful on the 1.25 meter amateur band. So this one will receive from 230 to 250. It'll receive from 350 to 400. Again, never really heard anything on there. I think a lot of that's used overseas. I don't think the USA, there's not much activity out there. It'll receive 400 to 512, so all the way through the amateur band. It'll receive the FRS and the GMRS band, a lot of the commercial bands up there, and also receive 700 to 985 megahertz. So if we want to go back over to the overhead here, we can just try to, we're in frequency mode there, yeah. So let's just say,
H5000.
nope, okay. Oh, maybe it only does it on the top. That's possible. I've seen that before. Nope, band.
Channel mode. Frequency.
There we go.
H5000.
Ah, okay. So it only works on the top band. So I can go in here. Now this is receive only. If I hit the PTT, FRQ over, frequency over. So I can go to
24000.
like that. So there's some digital noise there. I think 220 is used for some link radios for some other stuff sometimes. Stuff like that. Try to transmit. Frequency over, so it's not transmitting. So it'll go there. It'll go to 350. Let's go to 108. Let's go to 109. Oops. That's fine. Okay, so it automatically changed to AM when I did that. See that right there? And I can maybe scan. There we go. No. No, it's not. It's not scanning. There's a way to scan. I'm not using the scan button, so that's okay. I thought maybe holding down the up and down would make it scan, but it doesn't, and that's okay. But then anyway, that's AM aircraft band, so that's kind of neat. And then it'll go down to 76 megahertz.
07600.
Oh no, okay.
07700.
That might be one that's. It says it goes down between. Oh, that's FM radio. Never mind. That's FM radio. So that's going to be this right up here. It's going to let it receive FM broadcast radio. So you can't go to that on one of the two bands, but you can go to it on the top. So let us go ahead and stop talking about the menus. Okay, I took the antenna off. It is the, you can kind of see the screen is lit, but very dimly lit. So it's kind of like it's in standby mode. So I just got to wake it up by going like that. You can adjust the brightness as well.
Function select.
One of the good things about these is you can go in and adjust the brightness on them. So I'm just going to leave it like that because it shows up in the camera well. Okay, so I want to go ahead in here and show you this. Transmit power
Power select.
is 3. We got low, middle, and high.
Enter.
Okay, so we're going to transmit on high power right now. And I'm going to plug it into my meter here. Connect the SMA connector that I got. And we're on the 20 watt scale, as you can see right here. And I am on 146.520. There's no offset, and I'm going to key up. And that's right at 9 watts. KC5 HWB testing. We're going into a dummy load, so I have to worry about that, but just for posterity's sake. Okay, so about 9 watts right there on the 20 watt scale, which is the second from the bottom. Right there, that's where we're looking. Now we're going to go to 440.
44600.
And about the same. About 9 watts on the 20 watt scale. So let's go down here to
43500.
all right, not as much down there. About 6 watts down at the bottom of the, or towards the bottom of the 440 band. 144,590. Still about 9 watts there. This radio doesn't have APRS, but just kind of FYI. 2 meters simplex, obviously. 9 watts is not bad. It's advertised at 10 watts. It's supposed to be a 10-watt radio. That's not bad. I'd say that's probably a win, quite frankly, because some of these radios can be rather... Some of them that advertise 8 watts might only do like 5 or 6. Other ones that advertise 5 watts might only do like 3. Sometimes you get them that do 4 to 4.5 watts if it's a 5-watt radio. And some of the 8-watt radios will do 7, maybe 7.5, something like that. So if you're advertising 10 watts and getting 9 on the simplex frequencies for 2 meters and 440, I'd say that's pretty good. I mean, now some people come along, well, it should do 10 watts if you're going to advertise. And yes, it should. I agree. It should do 10 watts if it's going to advertise 10 watts. But realistically, on an HT, do you think there's going to be a big difference in range between 9 watts and 10 watts? There's not. So there's not going to be a huge difference in range between 5 watts and 9 watts. You're going to get out a little bit farther, especially if you're doing simplex. You might notice a little bit of difference, but we're talking about really small power output here. So it's not enough to get upset about. The radio has an extended receive capability. It has 999 memory channels, which is really cool. It's just like the UV9D that I've been carrying around for a while. I pick it up and take it with me sometimes. It's got a nice antenna. It's heavy duty, well-built 3,200 milliamp hour battery, which is a big battery for an HT. So you can't really complain about it. I think that for the price that it goes for, I think that radio is going to be a win, quite frankly. Again, I suggest going to rnl.com to pick up this radio. We got our radio from them. Let's see what they're getting price-wise on that. I love quoting prices on various videos, and then people coming along 3 or 4 months later and saying, no, that's not the right price. I was like, well, it was at the time of the recording. $159.95 with free shipping for the KG-UV9 Delta MATE, Mike Alpha Tango Echo. So you can read all about it right there on rnl.com. Really cool little HT. A lot of people have been asking me about it, so I'm glad I got to use it. And it's a couple weeks before hunting season starts in Texas, so guess what? I'm going to take this one. I'm going to use it probably at camp. I'm going to use one of my Bluetooth radios when I go out to the stand, so I've got my Bluetooth earpieces and the radio sitting on the clip there. But as far as this one goes, I might just leave it at camp and turn it on for everybody else to play with and listen to the activity. 73 guys, let me know who has this radio, what you think about it. If you've got it, put your comments below, and we'll catch you next time.